Okay, so today I'm going to do a really quick Venice sketch. It's quite a typical reference image that I've got here, and you can find the link in the video description. So I'm just going to start by mapping out my buildings on the both sides of the canal. Then I've got a little bridge in between, so I'm just going to set all this up first and then do a little bit more detail, but not too much because it's sketch. So I'm just going to do it quite quickly and not maybe 100% accurate, but what I want is just an impression of Venice. So there is a building behind, in between, with some planting on the roof, which is really handy for me because any greens, any flowers, they all add to the I like when there is something like that in the architectural drawings. It just adds a little bit more interest to them. A roof line. Then there is quite a lot of a detail on that building at the back, but I'm just going to mark some windows. As usual with ink and watercolor sketch, I'm trying to put as much detail as I can in my pen so that I can be quite loose with watercolors. But then again, it's quite a complex image and I really wanted to be a quick sketch, so it means the lines might go wonky and other things like that, but again, because it's sketch, we can get away with a lot of inaccuracies here. We just want this quick, fresh feeling of a sketch. And this building at the back is just because we see it in frontal view, so we see all those windows there and things. So there is a balcony somewhere. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it alone. And then I'm gonna map up this gondola here because there is a lot of things behind it and I don't want my lines from my pen to go everywhere, so I'm just going to do it now. It's got quite a weird perspective. And then there are some posts here. I think it's 3 of them. Okay. And now it's too early for this, but I'm just going, while I'm here, I'm just going to add some of the water structure. And now I need to get a little bit closer to these buildings here. I'll start with this one. There is I'll try to simplify as much as I can. There is a balcony somewhere here with a window and a half open shutter. Some stony texture and some columns. And then there are some other balconies there. I don't really know what's happening there because the photo is cut at that point, but I definitely know there are some other shutters in there, some other windows. So I'm just going to mark something up, and then I really stop seeing a lot of the information on that back building, so I'm just marking those windows very, very indicatively in there. My perspective here went a little bit wonky, and that's okay. And then these buildings, luckily for me, there is not much on them apart from the couple of balconies. So there is one here right at the front with some metal barriers. And then there is a balcony there and some arched openings. Just trying to remember about perspective. And some other windows in there, possibly something there. And then my favorite part is there is some planting on somebody's windows, and I'm just going to purposefully increase its amount because it's gonna bring a little bit more joy to this painting. There is another balcony here with some metal balustrade again, and I think the drawing is pretty much done. So now I'm going to take my trusted large brush and just trying as quickly as possible to do this sketch. So the sky I'm just going to put in like this, and then I'm going to do the back building. I'm going to do it wet on wet, for no other reason that I don't want it to be very precise. I want it to be quite diluted in the distance. So I'm mixing some sort of a very light terracotta color and just putting it in. And a little bit of green there at the top where the planting is. And then there are some darker areas within the building itself, but judging by the wetness of my paint, I think I might need to leave it at the moment and come back to it a bit later. Or I might not. We'll see how we get on. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same with this building. A little bit of water, and then this one got a little bit more diversity of colors. It's got like almost pink color at the back, with going more into the orange, and then it's almost yellow, and then it's going back to the terracotta color. And then I'm gonna go back with more shadows when it's a little bit dry, and also add those blue shutters when it's dry, otherwise it's gonna run everywhere. Then I'm going to do the same with this one. And here the color is a little bit more lemony, I think. A little bit more yellow here in the middle. And then again it's going to sort of orangey pink here at the front. Now I'm going to leave this for a second and go and maybe do a water while I still got my large brush, because afterwards I think I might change into the smaller brush and do a little bit of detailing. So there under the bridge, it's the terracotta color that gets reflected. Again, there is a more things there, but I am doing it quite quickly, so I'm trying to do some stuff but then ignore some other stuff. So now I need to try and repeat roughly the shape of the bridge. and just really quickly to the water. And again, I might need to leave it here at the moment because it needs a little bit more of a on dry and detailing. So now I am changing to my finer brush. I'm gonna remove a little bit of excess water here just so it dries a little bit quicker. I am going from the back to the front and might add a little bit of the greens in there. Maybe that was a bit too much. So I'm just lightening it up slightly with dry brush. Now we came to the bridge. So that's the terracotta color here all over again. I'm gonna add a little bit of blue to it as well. And some shadows here. And in those windows and the back. Some shadows under the balconies. Definitely between the columns. And a little bit of texture here at the front for the brick. I'll wait again to add some blue. And then on this side, again, I've got some shadows. Within the arches. underneath. There is a pipe going here somewhere. And blue. I need blue for the shutters. And I use the same blue as I used for the shutters in the boat as well. So now I'm just gonna quickly finish the boat with a little bit lighter blue here on the top. And then there are some colorful red, orange, yellow cushions inside. So that's probably a little bit too much pigment, so I want to remove a little bit of that. And a little bit of darker red here on the floor. And I'm just gonna leave it. And now the only thing I need to do is to add just some more shadows in some places. So what I want is a little bit of brick texture on the bridge. I don't want it too dark, but I just want it to be a little bit visible, and also outline a little bit those white border, so that it's got a little bit more definition. Then I think I might add a little bit more shadow in here. And I definitely need more texture on the water. So I'm going with this marine color, but I'm going to add a little bit of paint gray to that color as well. And just add a little bit of horizontal line for water texture. I'm gonna leave this bit here under the bridge alone and just add a darker shadow here. It's quite a dark shadow underneath the gondola. So I'm just going to go with it and add quite a dark color, and then just add some ripples on the water, and especially underneath the buildings, just to create a separation between the building and the water. I might even go a little bit vertical here because there is a shadow from the, not shadow, reflection from the building, and then the little horizontal lines as well. And now I'm just going to finish off quickly with my favorite bead. We have some really nice pink flowers, so I'm gonna go quite wild here with the flowers. And let it sink a little bit, this pigment, and do the greens. Need to be careful here because we know green mixed with red is not gonna create a very nice shade, so just keeping that in mind. And just gonna remove a little bit of this water, mix another color that it's a little bit darker and a little bit more purple and quite dry because everything here is quite wet. And then just going to add it here more towards the lower part. That's where the majority of shadows are. And then I'm just going to do the same with the green. Add a little bit of nice green, cool color, and just add it in places with a quite dry brush because the first layer is still quite wet, and just add it for texture. And that's it.